Mi gente, you already know who it is. It's Danny Limelight. And I need all of you to subscribe to According to Woods podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and all other platforms.
What's good, party people? This is According to Woods, and I have the honor and privilege of talking to somebody that would just last night earn a unanimous decision victory in his state of the Carolinas. He is the one and only Loco Lobo, Allan Roque. Allan, what's going on, my man?
Not much, just nursing some self-inflicted wounds. Walking tall, trying to anyways, feeling good. It's kind of surreal doing the whole grind thing, and then everything's over with. You're like, I should be doing something right now.
Yeah, I mean, especially in fight week, or fight camp rather, right?
Yeah.
Some 8 weeks of training, and you're like, I gotta eat this, I gotta eat that, I
Mm-hmm.
gotta jog this, I gotta spar that, whatever.
I can't eat that, man.
Yeah, I can't eat that exactly. Which I mean, I gotta ask, like, in terms of like, I mean, Halloween happened during fight camp, right?
Oh my
I
gosh,
mean,
dude.
what was the biggest thing to kind of stay away from? Like,
Uh,
when you're
I
like,
love
oh,
Crunch bars, dude. Kit Kat
Crunch
bars,
bars.
Crunch bars, Tootsie Rolls, man. I love all that stuff. And seeing all these kids walking around like, yeah, you love your candy, don't you? It was a whole form of torture and everything.
Oh my goodness. And the thing about it is like, if you don't live in the most affluent of neighborhoods, right? Everything is mini size. Now, if you go to
Oh
like
yeah.
the better parts of town, they're going to Costco and getting king
Mm-hmm.
size candy bars or
Getting the
whatever.
bulk
But it's
candy.
even, yeah, 100%. But it's even more kind of you're like the bite size bars. You're like, they're bite sized. They're smaller.
Yeah.
It's less calories and everything, and they actually have more. Like
Yeah, they're
they
packed,
actually have
man.
more
They're packed.
calories.
They know what
Yes,
they're doing to those kids, man. They want them hyped and running around.
man. But I mean, speaking of hype and running around, dude, like last night, that was phenomenal. Unanimous decision. There wasn't one judge in the house that didn't think that you came away with the victory. I mean, how does it feel?
Oh man, it was like a dream, dude. Like the whole after effects and everything. Like I'm like I won. First of all, I was like I'm freaking tired. I want to go sit down. Let me go sit down, please. And then, but like walking through the crowd and everybody's like, yeah, man, good job, fist bumping. I don't even know these people. And I'm just like, yeah, thank you, appreciate it, thank you, sir, appreciate it, thank you, sir. It was crazy, dude. Like I don't know, I was like running a million miles an hour in my head, and like I was asking people, did I do okay? Did I do good? Did I look good? Did I look good? That's all I really cared about. Did I look good? I don't know. Did my punches look good? Like, did I look like I knew what I was doing? Everybody's like, yeah, dude, you look phenomenal. And I was like, it made the whole everything worth it, dude. It's just craziness. I'm still like wrapping my head around it. Like, I won. I was concerned. I had doubts. You get those pre-fight doubts. Like, maybe I should have trained a little bit harder. Did I go as hard as I possibly could? What did I leave on the table? But nah, dude, it all came together, and I got the UW, man. I heard that unanimous. I looked over and I was like, oh, what? I was hyped, dude. I was super hyped, walking around, dude, tall as hell, as tall as I could with my legs being all banged up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, the after effects of war. That is definitely a real
Hmm.
thing, and it can affect you. But I mean, obviously, man. You came away with it, and especially right now, right? So, uh, quarantine 2020 has been nuts. Like all bits of it, like just. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
from
dude.
March on was just like kind of like oblong, right? It was kind of.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like your legs, and probably your legs still feel, you know. Um, yeah, it's been weird, right? So, talk us through it. Like, when did you get the call of this fight happening? And I mean, I know your teammate, Mr. Raphael Newborn Morell, was able to kind of finish out his boxing career, and he's
Yeah.
actually taking a fight, MMA fight in the subsequent future.
Hmm.
So, I mean, you knew that fights were happening, but what is the scene where you are in the Carolinas of like, the quarantine and training and what have you? Because where I am in Southern California, I mean, you can train at a distance. Like
Hmm.
like UFC gym and everything, they push literally all the machines out into the parking lot, and that's the only thing. And you have to be socially distanced. There's only there's a maximum capacity. So like, what was it like there?
It pretty much shut us down, dude. The gyms were shut down. We didn't have the viability to put equipment outside or anything because we got like small spaces here. Like we're pretty packed where we are. And yeah, it was literally like, hey, we'll see you when this is over. And they tried doing like virtual classes and stuff like that. And it wasn't the same. You can't make that intensity the same way like over a computer. It's kind of like watching yoga TV or something. Like do this stretch for 15 seconds. All right, guys, you kind of lull out a little bit. But yeah, it shut us down. Shut us down in March. Actually ended up leaving the gym I was with because they were pretty. I'm not putting them down for this, but they're pretty strict about it. They didn't want to get any kind of lawsuits or anything like that. But I found another gym that was like, "Hey, sign this waiver. It's your fault if you get sick." So I was like, "All right, I can deal with that." But for the first 2 months, we were shut down, dude. It was literally I felt like I was on house arrest or something. I was like, can't leave my house, can't go outside. I went to Academy Fitness and bought a punching bag and some weights and did the whole home gym thing. That lasted maybe about 2 weeks. I was like, dude, I can't do this. I'm hitting the same bag over and over again, doing the same 1-2 combos because you can't really do much with a 90-pound bag. Like, not really. Like, you can hit it so many times without being like, all right, what's next? So yeah, it was difficult. I was supposed to have a fight originally in July, and it was going to be my return to the cage MMA, and it got shot. It was like, yeah, we can't do it. No chance with the COVID, and it put a damper on things for sure. I was definitely trying to get back into the fight. Like I've been on a extended sabbatical for about 5-6 years, and I was definitely rearing itching to get back in the fight. And then COVID hit, and I was like, damn it, gotta wait a little longer. Maybe this is some Supreme Force's way of telling me just give it a little bit more time. But I wasn't happy with it regardless.
Well, I think, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it worked because again, unanimous decision. There wasn't a judge in the house that bet against you. I mean, outside of like a KO or a flashy submission, I mean that's as good as it gets, right? So, I
Yeah,
mean, it all made it worth it in the end.
yeah, it definitely was some good pie at the end of this, dude. It was long. I'm not gonna lie. I started thinking like maybe I just need to pick something else, pick a different route because if this is gonna keep going and going like this, there's no way I'm gonna be spinning my tires and I get in your thoughts and stuff like that. But I stuck with it, and my buddies kept pushing me and stuff, and they're like, dude, just keep going, keep going. You got this, bro. You just need to get in the cage and it'll all be worth it. You got this. And I'm like, all right, dudes. All right, dudes. I love you. Thank you. Appreciate it. And then all that support came through last night, and I came out with the dub, and it was just like it was just. Like I said, I'm still wrapping my head around it. This whole journey, and then it all came to fruition, and now I'm like super ecstatic about it.
As well, you should be. As well, you should be. But I mean, we'll get a little bit back more into the fight and the conditions of battle. But I want to spin it back, right? Well, so how does the journey in terms of you finding mixed martial arts? Like, when did that begin?
I actually started martial arts as a young boy. I was about maybe 10 or 11. I jumped into karate, did karate for about maybe a year or two. Uh, Moved out of state, ended up finding a dojo, a kung fu dojo. So I did kung fu for a little while. I love their kicks. Their kicks are awesome. And then I found Cappy's Boxing in Seattle, Washington, and I found out that I like to box. So that's where I got my boxing from. And then I moved back to North Carolina when I was 16, and it just so happened a Muay Thai gym opened up downtown, and you may have heard of him. I actually was trained by Arjon Rick Davis, and he's a WKC three-time champion, and like me and him are real tight. And since day one, he's always been training me and conditioning me and putting the stuff in my head that I need to know. So I got a lot of admiration for him. Rick Davis is a very close friend and like my gym dad, baby. basically. Every time I see him, I always have to shake his hand, give him a hug, like, hey, Rick, what's up? And I've been training with him for, I'm 30 now. All right, yeah, I've been training with him for about 14 years. So it's a good relationship. Me and him have a great relationship. But yeah, so I started that, and then me being a hot-headed young man, I was like, so when can I get in the cage? And, he's like, wait 2 years. And I'm like, 2 years? He's like, yeah, you don't want to go in there as a junior. That you can fight adults and stuff like that. You'll get messed up, and you don't want to get messed up. Let me train you for 2 years. I promise you, you'll go in and you'll be winning. And I was like, all right, Rick. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Rick. Yes, sir. So, so 2 years with him, we actually developed a pretty good reputation in Statesville as if you come to our gym to spar, expect to get banged on because we love to hit hard. And like we developed a pretty tough reputation in that gym. So it was a great place to start. So like I turned 18, I got my first fight. Dude, I was a wreck, dude. I was so nervous and scared, but I won, so it was great. And I attribute that to the training that Rick gave me. It was awesome, dude. It was great. I actually KO'd him, so it was when you get that KO, dude. It's like I don't know. You feel that purchase on your fist, and you see the man go down. You just look down at him. And it was an MMA fight, so I had the chance and opportunity to tackle him, but I knew I hit him just right. And he was sitting down Indian style, and his head was doing this number right here. And I was like, he's down, ref. And the ref was like, yeah, he's done. And I was like ecstatic. I broke my wrist like right here, and I didn't care. I'm like waving up and down. I calling all my friends and buddies, Mom, I won. I beat him. Did. Mom, hey. It was awesome, dude. So like then I did a few more fights. I was undefeated for about 3 years, and then came across a couple losses, and then I had a son. So that kind of paused my vendetta there, my journey. And so he just turned 5 June, and I kind of was like, yeah, I think he's going to be starting school here. I'll have time to train again. I'll be able to shift my focus a little bit back on me. And so I started training again, and I started at TKO in Statesville, and then I left TKO during the COVID thing, and I went to Atlantic, and I'm currently with Atlantic now. And yeah, it's a great gym. It's a great family environment. Raphael Morell is there. He's always there looking to help train and, asking, what do you want to work on? Do you want to learn anything new? Like, what's up? So he's actually, me and him go back to Rick Davis as well. He started training at the same time as me, and he's a little bit younger than me. So he was like 14, I was 16, and we were just these two kids like itching to fight, ready to go all the time. Like, we can go. And then you should have seen us spar, dude, back in the day. It was like that sparring is like, yeah, but we love each other. And like, I got like a black eye, and he's got like a freaking arm like this. He's like, oh yeah, that hurt, bro. And I'm like, bro, I love it. Like, it's the best ever. And they're like, but you're friends. And we're like, yeah, we're friends. We're best friends, bro. What do you mean? So we've been chilling to this day, and I support him. He supports me. I went to his pro fight, his last boxing match, and supported him on that one, and he came away with the win. I mean, he took that man's soul right from his body. It was amazing. He literally, I was like, snatch his body, snatch his soul. He freaking got right to the liver, and that man went down, and he was done. I lost my voice that night. I didn't hold nothing back for him. But yeah, it was great.
I mean, if there's ever a time to lose your voice, I mean, you could, I don't know, sing in the shower, get soap in your mouth, and then turn it into a soap opera. That's one way to lose
There
your
you go.
voice, but right? But I mean,
Some bubble pop.
obviously, right? Exactly. But I mean, cheering for your teammate, a friend, a childhood friend. I mean, for those who don't know, Raphael Morell, and he has been a guest on this podcast, and probably next week will also be a guest on this podcast because he's got a fight coming up. But this is somebody
Yep.
who, I mean, his grandfather was a boxer, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
It's
just
in his blood.
incredible lineage. Yeah, it's in his blood. It's in his sangre,
Yep.
as they say, right?
Yeah.
You know, so just the thought of you guys, at your teenage years, kind of two hot blooded,
Oh
males,
yeah.
like with aggression. Like I can only imagine. I mean, this is almost like me knowing that, like, oh, you know, Ben Jones and Josh Barnett at CSW. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were basically throwing each other from one end of the,
Yeah.
one end of the room to the other. It's just like two bulls in a china shop. Like
Exactly.
you know,
Everything's getting wrecked.
yes, yeah. I mean, I would have loved to be a fly on the wall during that, because not only is it just like the aggression, but you guys have art. You can't teach art,
Yeah.
right?
No,
And that's
it's
it.
you got to pick that up yourself. You got to figure out how you're going to draw your own paintings.
Exactly. And oh my goodness. And especially in this year where everybody's just like all mad at each other and all that, whatever. And I'm all like, y'all need like combat sports in your life. Like
Hmm.
you guys need to punch each other in the face. You need to
Yeah.
escape a rear naked choke or Dars. And you got to figure out
Yeah.
what you're made out of. And like all the baseless claims, on whatever side, like you'll figure out what you're capable of,
Yeah.
when you step on the mats. And I love that you use that artistic, kind of analogy because I mean, to me, right, when Van Gogh painted his paintings, right, in boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu,
Hmm.
catch wrestling, kickboxing, Sambo, Judo, whatever you want to call it, what is all remained the same is the canvas, right? It's the
Yep.
canvas, right? So it's
All on
art.
the canvas.
Yes.
Yep.
So when you're watching a fight, I like to think that you're seeing these two people, these two artists, right? That have behind them every bit of their coaches, every bit of their
Hmm.
family life, every bit of every life experience up until this point. You're seeing the sum
Yep.
of that in the ring, in the cage, right? And basically, we're getting to see you guys paint masterpieces literally on a week to week or a couple times a year, a couple times a week basis here in 2020. And I think it's absolutely great. You're standing in the influence of giants.
Yes, definitely. It's very contagious.
Yeah, oof, contagious, man. That's a
Is
different
that a
word.
taboo word right now? Is that
No,
taboo?
I don't think it's like you want to be contagious of MMA. You don't want to be contagious of other things. In
Right,
2020.
right,
So
right. You want
yeah,
to
I
catch
think
this
it's good.
cold. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, but catching these hands might be a completely different connotation.
Yeah, there you go. You might want to avoid those. Avoid them as best you can.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Now, obviously, that first fight, right? How long? I mean, obviously, you were training your pretty much your entire life, for this moment. So, what were the conditions of that first fight, and what were the nerves?
Unbelievable. Like it was like somebody took the heaviest freaking lead weighted vest they could find and just here, put this on your shoulders. Go for it. You got this. Now step in that ring and go at it. And I'm sitting here like I feel like I weigh 1,000,000 pounds right now. My feet are shaking. My shoulders don't want to move. My hands are doing this number right here. And you're just sitting there like having this constant internal battle with yourself. Like you got your doubts and then you got your confidence, like hitting each other in the brain right there. Like, but you've been training, you put in the work. Yeah, but he might be stronger than you. And you're like, oh, shut up, man. And then once you step in, this is what I know I remember the most is when I stepped in the ring, I was nervous as hell, standing in that corner waiting for my opponent to come in. And then when my opponent came in, my heart kept beating more, like didn't stop. And then as soon as that bell rang, it was like tunnel vision. Like everything faded to black. Only thing I cared about was the man in front of me and that he wasn't gonna take me down. Like I would not allow it, like no matter what. But like up until that point, it was doubt city up in my head. It was like, ugh, I don't know. Why did I choose to do this? What's wrong with me? I signed up for this. But it was great, dude. After that bell rang and just the elation from putting in the work and actually getting some, self validation and stuff, like, hey, you did it, man. Like nobody can tell you any different. You got it. You proved your work. You went in there, you threw your hands, you took a couple, you threw them back, you took them down, he took you down, and in the end you won. So That's all that mattered in the end is that dub.
Yeah, man. Gosh, and obviously you'd competed before, right?
Yeah.
Basically a veteran of a ton of, whether it be traditional martial arts or boxing. You've competed before, but I mean, this was a little bit different, right? Like there's no. I mean, technically there's points, but you're not. If you're engaged in an MMA fight, you're not really thinking about points, right? You're not
No,
thinking about outpointing somebody. No, not at
no.
all.
That's what you're thinking in the last round. Like, man, did I win in points? Because I didn't knock him out. I hope I won in points. I hope two of these judges like me more than the other. Yeah, I don't like good. I don't like personally. I don't like winning by points. I mean, I did get the unanimous yesterday, but I was trying my damnedest to knock him out. Like, I just I couldn't get it in. I mean, I floored him one time in the third round, and I thought they were gonna stop it or whatever, but he didn't. He like threw his hands up like this and then said, "All right, come on, come on." I'm like, "Ah, you mother!
Oh,
Don't you take my KO."
yeah, you yeah. I mean, you speak freely. So if you're like that motherfucker, that's
All
okay.
right, I just didn't, that motherfucker,
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
So
Oh
much,
yeah.
but sometimes it is like that.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
no, I
and
was I
and,
was
and
like,
you and especially wanting it so bad, right? Get from COVID happening, you're supposed to fight in July, right?
yeah,
Think about all of these mitigating factors, right? Being out for a number of years, right?
hmm
Switching gyms, ending up where I mean, essentially, your childhood friend and
yeah,
training partner is going to be right. All of the things, all of these things, right? So yeah, you want it fucking bad, man. Like
yeah, I
you
do.
want
I
it
wanted
bad.
it that fucking bad. And you're just sitting there like,
Yeah.
he can still fight. He's over here like this, but he can still fight. Oh, and I didn't know this, but apparently I broke his nose. Like I was like getting like ice for my legs and stuff, and the lady was like, "Are you okay? All right, I got a little shiner right here and stuff." And yeah, I'm fine. Like, you broke his nose, right? I was like, "No, I didn't. Did I? Oh, now I feel bad. Let me go say hi to him." And this guy, oh my god, my dude. I was looking, I'm like, I did. I was. I mean, I meant to, but right now I feel bad because I just broke my nose like 6 weeks ago and it healed or just healed 6 weeks ago. And like now it's like I just thought of the whole healing process he's got to go through. I was like, bro, I have so much sympathy for you right now. But hey, we signed up for this.
Well, okay. First off, was it more Billy Joel or was it more
Oh, it
Uno's
was
nose?
flattened. It was like
Oh, really?
this. Yeah, it was bad. And then like he had like the blood coming straight down. I was just like, bro, I'm sorry. Honestly, I just wanted to fuck your leg up really bad, but I broke your nose. My bad.
And that's funny, like how the journey of the mind and intention, right? It's funny where it can go. Like I really wanted to knock you out, like separate you from consciousness
Yeah,
unceremoniously, right? But
yeah,
damn, I'm fucked up. I messed up your nose. Like
yeah. I'm
my
sorry, bro. Like I wouldn't wish that on anybody. That shit sucks. Getting punched in the nose and then it getting like this, and then it's just such. Uh, I wish I was like Krillin. I didn't have a fucking nose, dude. I'd be straight.
you could offer him like a popsicle stick to kind of push it into place or something like that. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it would have been like an awesome feeling to go through, but I mean, at least
Mm-mm.
you would have felt your sentiments of being sorry, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me fix that for you. I know I hurt you
Yeah,
already, but let me just one more little. Ah, that's better. That's better.
yeah. And speaking of, man, our good brother here, Raphael Newborn Morell, said, "You are doing an amazing job, brother. I'm very proud of you, man." And shout out to Raphael because he will be in on this very podcast this week, announcing his fight. So shout out to Raphael, and then thank you for the kind words, right?
What up, Ralph? Appreciate it, man. It means a lot coming from you. You know me better than most.
Yeah, absolutely. And he probably knew how sorry you were to, you know, not get the
Yeah,
KO, but also equally sorry, if not more so, by breaking the gentleman's nose.
yeah. I mean, it's a good. It's like, hey, I'm capable of doing that, but I really didn't mean to. Like, I'm glad I did, but at the same time, I feel bad.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so
man.
mixed up right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it, right? The jubilation of emotions. Like it literally is like that. You know, the Animaniacs used to talk about the wheel of morality. Turn, turn, turn. Tell us the lesson that you should learn. Yeah, yes, I did quote the Animaniacs, the cartoon from the WB of the mid '90s. Yes, that's
Oh
what
yeah.
happens here, right? But I mean,
No worries. I used to watch them all the time.
right, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
I live not too far from the Warner Brothers studios, and I there as a 35-year-old man, I'm not equally convinced that you know those three Animaniacs are going to jump out of the water tire. Like you can't
Right.
convince me, right?
Singing their theme song.
Yeah, Animaniacs presented to the max. Or I mean, so to it, right? I'm not
Yeah.
convinced with again 35, wife and kids, whatever. That if I turn all the lights off, that I'm not going to hear a gong and the shrill of Paul Bear going, "Oh my Undertaker!" and the Undertaker's going to come out and wish me to rest in peace. Tombstone me to
Yeah.
hell. So just saying.
Oh man, I love 90s.
I'm just saying, dude. I mean, it's stuff that bite us. But again, the range of emotions. That's why when you get you know, like I was lucky enough to be there for UFC 209 and that Mirsad Bektik versus Darren the Damage Elkins fight, and I mean, literally, I mean, was there talk about a range of emotion, and I was like in the T-Mobile Arena, but like I was kind of far away, and my buddy who was on the podcast yesterday, Albert Morales, current lights out bantamweight champion and star of the Dana White's looking for a seat is looking for a fight season 1 LA edition. Like he's the one who
Yeah.
got the contract there, right? And was there for them. He ended up having his first and only UFC win that night. So I was still like hyped up over that. And
Hmm.
that match with Elkins and Bektik, right? Bektik was, I mean, clearing out Darren Elkins. Like, I mean,
Hmm.
he was throwing like the kitchen sink at Elkins, and
Yeah.
Elkins got dropped. Yeah, I think he got dropped like 3 times or whatever. And then something happens in that third round, right? And Elkins has like this new life. Everybody talks about being born again,
Hmm.
right?
Oh yeah.
Raphael talks about the newborn. That is exactly what I saw. I saw a resurrection, so
Oh
to
yeah.
speak, that night at UFC 209. And I mean, it was a new dude that came out, and he was busted. He looked like the Elephant Man. He looked like Emmett Till. I hate to use that reference, but
Yeah.
that's what Darren Elkins' face looked like, right? Like molded clay that you just like that. And essentially, what happened was he knocked out like with seconds left in the not just the round but the fight. Right, this was the
Yeah.
third round, right? And he KOs Bektik. Bektik goes down head first, tumbles
Oof.
over and whatever. And this raw Joe Rogan talks about it, pretty soundly. It's just like that growl that Elkins, you know,
Hmm.
made. Like I could hear it, and I was like high
Oh
up
yeah,
in the
dude.
T-Mobile arena, and I could hear it. I'm deaf. I heard that, and it was just like but talk about a range of emotions, right? And a range
Yeah,
of
dude.
emotions that you go through as a fighter. So I mean, damn, dude. So that first fight, and being there, what happens like the rest of your like career? I mean, pre your son being born, which is a tremendous blessing, but like, you know, when did you follow it up? Did you take some time off? Was it a couple months after
Oh
having
no,
the
dude.
son?
I was hungry. I wanted to fight as soon as I possibly could. Like I said, I broke my wrist, so I had to wait a little bit. But dude, I was hungry. I wanted to fight. I literally was searching like all across the states here. I was looking South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida. I was like, give me a fight. And I was doing my own thing. Like I went lone wolf. Like I didn't have a manager or anything. I'm just calling these people like, yo, can I fight? Can I get like $600 for a hotel and food? And hey, I'll be there. And they're like, yeah, dude, who the hell is this guy? All right, come on, man, get over here. So it was great. And I actually developed a pretty good relationship with this guy, Eric Chester, at the time in Tennessee. And yeah, every time I would call him up, he'd be like, or he started calling me up after the first fight. He was like, "So I got this guy. You want to come get him?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro. What? Say less. I'm on my way. What time? I'll be there." Yeah, dude. I was hungry. I was a hungry little man. Uh, I went one. I think I fought like 3 months after my first fight, and then after that, I did another 3 month wait period. Went back to Tennessee, won that fight, and then that was when I took like maybe 6, 7 months. Went down to Florida, or no, Georgia, sorry. Ah, it's a sad one, man. I caught pneumonia the day of the fight. And, I'm like, hey, fuck it. I'm going to go try anyways. And, bro, I was like trying to breathe through Swiss cheese. It wasn't happening. I was like, I'm done, dude. I can't go in there. Like, he's going to fuck me up bad. I'm sorry. Like, I apologize to the promoter and everything. I was like, I was fine yesterday. I was in there swimming laps around the pool. And that's what my friend Raphael will tell you. He's like, you shouldn't have swam in the fucking pool. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. I shouldn't have done that, huh? But yeah, so then after that, I went to Florida, had an MMA fight, and that was like maybe 3 months. Yeah, 3 months because I was pissed about the pneumonia. So I went down to Florida, and then I lost that match. He got me pretty good. He did some crazy move though. I asked him after the fight. I was like, "What the hell did he do?" Like he was like behind me, and all of a sudden I was over here, and like what happened? He's like, "Dude, he had you in a submission, and he kicked off the cage and landed in a rear naked." I was like, "Yeah, I was wondering what the hell happened." I was like, "What the heck?" Yeah, I didn't. It was so weird. I was like, "Yeah," I was like in mount, and then I ended up on the back, and then he was on my back, and then I was getting choked out all of a sudden. I was like, I don't know what happened. And they're like, yeah, he did some thing. He kicked off the cage, and there you were. And I was like, there I was. It was unbelievable. But loss is a loss. I congratulated him. I was like, dude, whatever you did, good job, bro. I didn't have a freaking counter for that.
Yeah, how do you counter from that? That's almost like the Showtime kick, but a rear
Yeah.
naked choke variation.
Yeah. I was
Like, what
like,
the hell are you? What are we doing?
can I get a playback, please? They're like, oh, we weren't recording. I was like, well, fuck me then, dude. Like, I don't even
Right?
get to learn from this experience.
Yes. But it makes for a cool story, bro. Right? I mean,
It does. I was like, I lost, but I lost pretty cool, man. I don't know how I lost, but I lost in a cool way.
I mean, if it weren't for like that flippy kind of like voodoo jujitsu and shit like that, I mean, who knows? You could have won. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was some hoodoo shit, man. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, all of a sudden, I'm in the losing position. What the fuck just happened? I had you mounted, motherfucker. Now I'm rear naked. What the hell? And then I'm like, all right, man, you win. I don't understand, but you win. Yeah, but
I mean, damn, dude. I mean, what year was this?
that was probably, let's see, started 2018. It was about maybe 2 years. So that was 2008. Sorry, my years are all messed up. We got hit in the head a lot. 2008, so it's probably about 2012, 13. I'm gonna say around there.
Damn, dude. I'm just saying, like that could have given you a whole new life in terms of like TikTok or Instagram infamy. Like you could have rode
Oh,
that
I know,
wave like
dude.
a motherfucker. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, right? Like the Showtime kick in WEC, right? Pettis and Benson Henderson, and both have
Hmm.
UFC world titles between them, right? Like,
Right. Yeah.
right? So I'm
Freaking
just
jumping
saying,
off a cage and kicking you in the face. What kind of nonsense is that?
yeah, fuck
It's
yeah.
cool as fuck, but damn.
Damn, and it's crazy. Like you kind of wish. That's why I make a point to like document everything because it's just like you just never know when you like
Yeah, dude.
lightning, lightning strikes.
Hmm.
Yeah, man, it's fucking phenomenal when it happens, and like if you've got some footage behind it, it's just like yeah, that happened. And then like you said, like how can I fucking defend this shit? Like
Yeah,
um,
like I want to know, like you got me in something and I don't know how to fix it. So it might happen again. You know?
yeah,
I'll be stuck there again like a deer in headlights. Like, what the fuck just happened?
yeah, because I mean, look at it, right? So Benson Henderson, right, was the recipient of that Showtime kick, right? So
Oh yeah.
he trains at the lab with John Crouch and everything like that. So I guarantee you, there has never since WEC, right, and that had to be right around like that 2012, twenty
Yeah, it
ten
was a
mark and
bit
whatever.
ago.
I guarantee you, there's nobody at the lab that you can hit that Showtime kick on, because again, let it happen
Mm-hmm.
to Benson, and now all these motherfuckers are like,
Yep.
oh, what if this motherfucker comes off the cage and shit like that? This is what you
He's
do.
like, I
You
know how
might
to
even
block
get your
that. It ain't gonna happen to me.
yeah, hell yeah, dude. Like Cannoneer, Jared Cannoneer, he's not
Yeah.
getting caught in that, you know. Like it's,
Nope.
you know, just saying.
Oh yeah, dude. It's funny. I've
So
seen some crazy stuff too. It's nonsense.
so I gotta ask, like in terms of like the like the scene, because obviously like California, you know, obviously pre-COVID, we had a pretty robust scene, right? You know, amateur, pro, you know, we would have fights happening like literally every weekend. You know, sometimes Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every week for a particular month, especially during like the summer, right? Like there would be, you know, three promotions running on, you know, at any given time, you know, during any of the 3 months during the summer. So what does it seem like, for those that don't know, in North Carolina?
Oh, it's dead. We don't even have a commission. Like
Really?
yeah, we don't have anything going on here. Like there's no way to get any sort of fight like legally. Um, yeah, it's dead. They said they were working on it this year, trying to get through COVID. And then I think they just said, you know what? We'll give it till next year. So we're sitting here dead in the water in North Carolina, just waiting on the boxing commission to step up and, do what they need to do so we can, do what we love to do. A lot of fighters here, they pay their bills with these fights and stuff like that and put all this hard work and time and dedication. And now it's like being back in lockdown, dude. It's like, what am I doing here? So my gym is actually pretty good at sourcing fights and stuff like that. They've gotten off or invites to South Carolina. We just got invited back to South Carolina to go back and win some belts. And we have some opportunities in Virginia that we can take, and also Tennessee. We had one in Tennessee, but I don't really know the details, but it got canceled for some reason. I think the guy messed his own event up or something. But yeah, there's stuff all around us. It's just not here, happening here.
So has that motivated you and the fight community? You know, I mean, has it been more of a detriment? Like, because here's the crazy thing about it, right? We're still like 5 years removed from New York State, right? New York State Athletic
Mm-hmm.
Commission giving the green light. Now, obviously, there's some hypocrisy there. The UFC, you know, they were the largest. Well, the Fertitta brothers, right? Lorenzo and
Mm-hmm.
God, I forgot the other Frank, right? I think it's Frank Fertitta. Yeah. So those two, right? Obviously, with the station casinos and everything like that, they were the largest non-union casino, you know, conglomerate in the world. And obviously, New York is a big union town. So, like, hey, if you don't want to unionize, you know, this like cage fighting thing that you guys want to do, we're gonna put the kibosh for that for like 15 years, right? So, I mean, yeah, I mean that's what happened, you know, and obviously what kind of changed that was the you know, the UFC getting bought by, you know, WME, the William Morris
Mm-hmm.
Endeavor agency, and you know, now that kind of like that, I guess, roadblock, you know, that
Yeah, it was definitely a
obstruct,
block.
yeah, absolutely, but I mean it disappears, right? So in terms of like, you know, being a fighter in North Carolina and not having fights, do you feel like it's motivated you and your team a little bit more, or has it been a deterrent that you guys have to like, especially when a promoter goes like, "Hey, I need you to sell 80 tickets and everything like that," and asking your friends, family, and whatever to
Mm-hmm.
go like, you know, literally 100 miles, 100+ miles out of the way, different state,
Yeah,
you know.
I definitely lost a couple people that were coming to my fights, and I was like, yeah, I got a fight coming up. They're like, yeah, man, I'll be there. Hell yeah. I'll be there to support you. And I'm like, it's in South Carolina. Oh, how far away is that? Oh, it's about an hour past the border. And they're like, I got stuff to do the next day. I'll support you. I'll be watching, if you got it on Facebook or something. Like I had like 5 people say they were going to be there. And once I told them it was South Carolina, they're like, sorry, buddy. There was no hard feelings. I mean, everybody's got a life and stuff, so they got stuff to do.
It's the proverbial what had happened was, and like,
What had
you know,
happened was,
yes, just I'm just saying,
yeah.
but I mean, in terms of like this particular fight, right? You switch gyms, and how soon did you know that like there's a fight available? Because right now there's not a lot of that. Even here at in LA, right? I mean, unless you're getting the call from either LFA, Invicta, if you're a female, Bellator, and UFC, there's nothing happening. I mean, right
Yeah.
here, you talk about commissions and not having a commission in your home state. Here, the California State Athletic Commission is like, oh, COVID testing and all the kit and caboodle. We're talking 30 G's. 30 G's on top.
Oh,
Yes, on top of booking a venue, on top of paying
what?
the commission, and on top of
That's
paying the
like
fighters.
50 grand, man. What the hell?
Oh no, we're talking like 100. You're if you're
Really?
a
Oh
promoter,
shit.
because you still got to get insurance on the fighters, right? You still got to get a venue, right?
Yeah.
You got to insure the cage. You got to move the cage there. We're talking 80 to 100 plus G's, and not having any live gate revenue, right? So
That's
it's
bad.
and that's the reason why like there's only been 4 fights since COVID, since March, and those have all been in boxing, and those are you know Golden Boy, PBC, and Top Rank, respectively. But obviously, those three promotions with millions of dollars behind them and TV deals, you know, all throughout, you can write $100,000 off as a production expense, right? And you're gonna get that back. But like,
Yeah.
if you're a local promoter where you live and die on live event sales, that's it.
Yeah,
It's
man. It's rough, dude. Yeah, it's like the freaking nail in the freaking coffin, dude. It's done.
Mhm.
It's a gritty sport, man, all around. Promoters, fighters, all that stuff, doctors, commissioners, all of them. They all got it's hard, man. It's not so easy. Like you see UFC, man, they didn't start out like that. They started grinding and they didn't have venues. People didn't want anything to do with them and stuff like that. And now look at them. They're freaking number one. Like UFC? Yeah, I know the UFC. I know the UFC. It's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
it is. It is.
But I love it.
I mean, you can, finally answer your questions. Like, what do you trade? Like, yeah, I trade UFC, bro. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. I love that answer. I'm like, okay, yeah. Train
Oh,
UFC.
oh, bro. When I first started jujitsu, right, I was training with, and lucky enough, like where I was training, one of my coworkers actually was a blue belt at the jujitsu school. So we would go on lunch. We'd take like a 90-minute. We were working in like corporate whatever, and we
Yeah.
would take like an hour lunch and do jujitsu. You shower off and then go back to work for another 3 hours and then go home. Like, so it was cool. But I mean, I remember people when I would have my gi in my bag, kind of hanging out, and they're like, "Oh, you're doing that Jui Jitsu," and they would give like throw
Jiu-Jitsu. I love it.
Jui Jitsu, and they would like throw karate chops at me. I'm like, I can't do anything. HR is there. HR is
Yeah,
under.
I can't call you a mumbling fool right now. I like my job.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, 3 months later,
Like
like
Hong Kong Phooey.
3 months later, the company got bought out, and we all got laid off. But yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah. You're like,
but
let
I
me go
got
see these
jujitsu.
guys real quick.
Yeah, but
I
I got
practice
jujitsu
too.
though.
Yeah, that's good though. No, that's good. I love jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu's great, man.
So I mean, obviously, you've trained in a lot of striking disciplines, right? So when you first started doing jujitsu or any groundwork, like, I mean, were there apprehensions, or did you know, like, oh, just like everything else that I've done up to this point, like that was just, a thing, like an attribute that I would have to gain in the
Hmm.
whole, like, kind of like culmination of my career.
Yeah, I definitely looked at it as more of a I'm lacking in this area, so I need to put some skills in there and put in the work and be my goal for right now is to be comfortable on the ground. You know, if I do get taken down, I'm not going to do the whole oh crap, wrap my legs up around them, or, you know, looking silly and stuff like that. And I want to be able to get back up. So that's where I feel like I shine the most is if I get taken down, I can get back up. That's my main goal right now. And yeah, I mean, I like jujitsu. Rick Davis is also a black belt, and he's trained with the Gracies and stuff like that. So he's trained me in jujitsu. I used to be a lot better at it, but I kind of, you know, during that 5, 6 year sabbatical I took, kind of lost some skills there. So I came back and I was like, I'm going to work on my striking, get my striking back up. I'm pretty happy with where it is now. And I actually just pulled my gi out today and looked at it. I was like, it's time. It's time to go back to jujitsu. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get choked out a few times, couple arms, couple legs, getting twisted and locked and takedowns. And I'm just gonna go through it all over again. Like, yeah, I remember this feeling. I don't know shit anymore.
But that's the thing, the game is, evolving. So I don't think that I really think that over the last 25 years, there hasn't been more like a sport, a skill set, or even a martial arts. Like MMA, it's its own martial art, right? Like
Mhm.
there are people that compete in MMA that don't even like jujitsu, don't even like boxing, but they, or don't like to run. I mean, look no further than Kamaru Usman, right? Welterweight
Yeah,
champion of the world, and he doesn't even run because his knees are so shot because of wrestling, right?
yep,
So like you don't necessarily like you could just train in MMA, and that's it. Like
yeah,
before and when you started, right, you had to do a
yeah,
little taekwondo, you had to do a little
yeah,
boxing, and you had to go to different gyms versus like everything all in one kind of under one roof. It's kind of
yeah.
cool.
It was definitely a journey, like dojo to dojo, gym to gym. Like, hey, I learned karate, and now I should probably learn a little kung fu. Okay, well, I'm good with my feet. I should probably learn how to throw my hands and not get punched in the face. So let me learn some boxing. And then I was like, oh, I know how to box and kick. Let's do Muay Thai. Let me learn some knees and elbows. And then I got to MMA, and I'm like, excellent. Let's learn some jujitsu and wrestling. I'll get that down now. Let's go. So it's awesome. I love learning all the new stuff, and like I still like I'm not done yet. Like I definitely want to learn more stuff too. Like I even want to go learn sambo. I want to learn some Krav Maga stuff. Just keep adding to my arsenal because there's always something from my martial arts that you can take into the cage with you.
Oh yeah, I mean, and one of the things that I think, I mean, doesn't get its just due, and it should, but British catch wrestling, right? I mean,
Yeah, dude.
catch wrestling. I mean, look no further than Sakuraba or Josh Barnett,
Mm-hmm.
Shayna Baszler, who's in the WWE
Mm-hmm.
now, right? I love the fact, right, that there's a direct descendant from like Billy Robinson and Carl Gotch in the WWE, and it's a woman, and it's Shayna Baszler.
Really?
Like that's yeah, like because that right before Billy passed away, and funny he was living in Arkansas, right? So
Yeah.
right before he passed away, he was. I mean, obviously Shayna was training under Josh and what have you, but like the Harry Smith, who's the British Bulldog son, right? Like from
Right.
back in the, they're like legit catch wrestlers. Like Harry's won like a Naga title, like crazy. Like he
That's
can do the
awesome.
the gimmick where you've got the mace bell and like literally do a full on bridge, and the dude is like 6'8", at
Yeah,
six
dude.
eight,
That's a feat right there.
and he can do the whole bridge on the mace bell, climb down, climb up into standing position, and squat. But those are things, right? Like if you
Yeah.
just do jujitsu, or if you just do something, like I love that people, and especially with advances in the internet and everything like that, there's something for everyone, right? You just like
Yeah.
you like that pride shit. Okay, there's Risen. Risen is still doing the thing in Japan. So if you like
Mm-hmm.
head kicks and foot stomps and curb stomps and everything, like we got something for you. If you want
Yeah.
left, like we got that for you. If you want like freak show Gabby Garcia against like a 52-year-old Japanese pro wrestler, retired pro wrestler, we got that shit too. Like,
Oh
it's
yeah,
just
we got a
like,
little bit of everything for everybody. You just got to find
yeah,
it.
yeah. So, in terms of like you finding this particular fight, how much time did you have to prepare?
I had a good 6 weeks.
Okay.
I think my trainer, coach, got word that there was a promotion. It's actually their first one, so that's their first ever event. So we were like, "Yeah, buddy, we'll help you out. We'll get it started. We got some good fighters here that'll liven it up for you." So we had I got a 6 week notice. However, a little thing, I almost didn't get to fight because my guy pulled out, and yeah, I was not happy. Like, damn you! First COVID, now the guy's pulling out. Shit, fucking damn! I had a fight in July. I hate all of you. Like, I hate this sport. Like, I went into that moment for a second. I hate everybody. Don't fucking talk to me right now. I will punch you in the face. Look at me one more time. No, no, but then, like, I think it was the next day. Leslie Steiner, my coach, comes up and she's like, "So we got somebody for you. He's debut fighter, 0-0, blah blah blah, Revolution Gym MMA, which they're a great gym by the way. I'll shout out to them. They got some good hitters over there." Yeah, she was like, "Yeah, so you still want to fight?" I was like, "You didn't have to ask me. You could have just said, yeah, he'll be there." I was so ready for this fight. So yeah, that was a good 6 weeks. I started out at 200 pounds, and it was a 180-pound fight. So that was hard. I like to eat. I love to eat. Like, I can eat. I will eat anybody under the table. I don't got a big belly, but I don't know where I put it. I like to eat. So me not eating is definitely a mental game for me. Like, you can't have that. It's like, but just a little taste. No, you can't have that because you're about to eat the whole damn thing if you just taste it.
Just a little
So
taste.
yeah, yeah, just a taste. Just let me hold it in my mouth. It's like, you know what's gonna happen. Nobody just stops with the tip.
Yeah, you were saying about the pullout. I was like, the pullout is sucks unless you absolutely need to pull out. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but so
So
yeah, I got a good 6 week notice. Trained pretty hard. Last 2 weeks, went in as hard as I could with the training. Like, I was throwing as many punches as I could, hitting the bag for as long as I could, doing 5 minute rounds and stuff like that, 3 5s, and then going and running on the bike and stuff like that, getting my cardio and conditioning. And I feel like I had a fair warning of what was coming to me. So I feel like I did pretty good with the timing, and 6 weeks was plenty. I also had great coaches. Let me mention them real quick. Jeremy Hittem Holloway, he's our Bellator contender, and he trains us at Atlantic MMA. Leslie Steiner, she actually won as well yesterday, unanimous decision. She tore that lady up. I'm just gonna let you know that lady's leg was not the right color at all. Like, I'm thinking about her leg today, and I feel bad for her. Like, I'm like, she got her good. She was tearing that leg up. And yeah, Leslie Steiner, and then we got Lucas. He's my wrestling coach, and Rick Davis, my since the beginning coach there. So we got a good team there. Family environment. It's great.
I love it. I love it, my man. So I mean, obviously, we're literally like less than 24 hours from when you fought. But did you guys have conversation on when the next one? I mean, are you looking like early 2021? Like, what's the timetable?
Well, they want to do a promotion. The same people want to do a promotion in June, and I'll go back. I already told them I'm coming back, and we some things happened last night that made us begrudged. My coach, Josh Crouch, in my opinion, tore this guy up. Won hands down. I don't know if the judges were watching the same fight as us or if they even know how to score correctly, but he was head kicking, freaking catching, throwing back, and all that stuff. He literally knocked this guy senseless in the first fucking round and the ref was about to call it, and then they're like split decision, blah 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 blah. So we're like, yeah, we're fucking coming back, and we're taking that belt back with us. So he won. Like if you watch the fight, dude, I was like, oh, I'm starting to think this is a little fixed. Like Raphael was pissed. Raphael was like, I'm about to see the coach or the I'm about to see this ref outside. We're like, nah, bro, we should just go. We'll come back. Don't worry about it. He's like, no, I just want to talk. I was like, no, you never stop with just a tip. Remember, let's go. So yeah, we did pretty good last night. It was pretty nice. We did good. We went like straight 3 in a row dubs for our gyms. Lost a couple, should have won a couple, but it was great. It was a good event. But yeah, June is the next fight, and I'm gonna definitely fight before that. But I'm definitely going back there to take some names and shit.
I love it, man, and that's I mean, that's what makes you the local Lobo. Which I gotta ask,
Oh
like,
yeah.
where does the name come from?
Well, I have a deep, kind of like a spiritual connection with wolves, and I think what it is how they condone themselves. They're good on their own. They can run in a pack, but either way, they are who they are. And then the loco part was because I'm a really I'd like to say a pretty peaceful person, and like I don't like necessarily violence or anything like that. So like they see me snap in the cage and stuff, and they're like, "Dude, I don't know what happened. You just look crazy in there." And I was like, "Crazy, huh? Crazy wolf." Loco Lobo, that's my fight name. That's what we're going with. Everybody's like, "I like it. It works for you, man." I was like, "Yeah." I get a little crazy in the cage. You're right. I go wild. I don't know what it is, but once that bell rings, like I said, everything blacks out. All I see is my opponent, and my job is to knock you the fuck out. So I'm gonna do my best to do it.
Damn, man, I think that's amazing, and I mean that's a hell of a marketing deal. I can already
Oh
see
yeah,
fight shirts for you, like the fucking Crazy Wolf. Yeah, yeah. For
yeah.
those
The
who
crazy
aren't,
wolf. I like it. It sounds good as
yeah,
fuck.
I mean, for those who aren't, Espanol inclined, it is the Crazy Wolf. Is what we're saying, right?
Yes, the crazy
Yeah,
wolf.
yeah. But either way, I mean, there's like a bilingual opportunity there too. So I say, fuck it, let's go with it. Is what I'm saying. But
Yeah, it works
dude,
either way. I like it. Shit, we can go English, Spanish. If you know in Japanese, teach me. I'll say it too.
yeah, there's probably a kanji sign that you could use. It'll probably look good, and you probably go down to your local tattoo parlor and like, I want that loco lobo and whatever, and then it'll be
Oh yeah,
like dog shit surprise or something like that. I don't know,
yeah.
like
You're like, yeah, this says Loco Lobo, and my friend who speaks Japanese, that says I'm a dumbass.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, I mean, look no further than David Beckham, right? David Beckham wanted
Yeah,
to get like one of his kids' name, or I can't remember what it was, right? In either it was definitely a different language, right? And when he got it done, and he's got like like H&M, like
hmm,
model Hugo Boss, whatever, and it's got this, and it's like something completely different, and it's in a language where like just like one, it's not letters, right? It's some kind of
yeah. One
unpronounceable
symbol, and
thing.
it changes the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
construct.
and it's like they zigged rather when they should have zagged, and
Yeah.
like it's now like Fornication City or something like that. It's something
Oh my
weird.
gosh.
Yeah, that's what he's got on his
It's
arm for life.
Fucktown.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, oh man, but dude, I mean, big win last night. So there's been a litany of people that have, and you kind of mentioned, but definitely expand. But let's get some shout outs out of the way because this win, yes, you went in here to do your thing, but obviously there's a bunch of people behind you. So let's go ahead and shout them out, my man.
All right. So thank you to Atlantic MMA for taking me in and basically adopting me. I basically live there now, and they even gave me the code to the gym, so that's awesome. Uh, Thanks Leslie Steiner for hooking me up with the fight. Jonathan, thanks for putting up with my son running around here, gym, going Allan. It's funny. It's a gym joke. Um, Thanks to my girlfriend, baby mama Haley Wright, for putting up with my bullshit during cut week because I was not somebody you wanted to be around. I was biting off everybody's head. Thanks for putting in work and beating the shit out of me, Jeremy. Hit him hollow A. I needed that. Lucas, thanks for the conditioning and wrestling class. Who else? Rick. always got to thank my man Rick. He's number one in my book. If I could fight like him, I'd be fucking perfect, dude. Like he's like an idol to me. I love that guy so much. Raphael, I know you're watching. What's up, dude? Appreciate it. Thanks for inviting me to the gym. Actually, he's the one that said, "Hey, you should just come over here. Fuck that other gym you're at, and come fuck around over here." And I was like, you know what? I trust you. I'll come over there, and fell in love, dude. Fell right in love with the gym. Didn't want to leave. Who else is there? I'm gonna thank my mama. Of course, you gotta thank the mama for supporting me, giving me a place to sleep. This endeavor, this whole COVID thing, put some wrenches in me, so I lost the place where I was living, but she welcomed me back in the house with my son and my baby mama, which is, sometimes that shit don't work, but it's working. So give a thanks to them. I got a team behind me. We call ourselves Rogue One Charlotte. They were fully supportive of me. I just like 20 names, so I'm just going to say Rogue One Charlotte just to encompass them. Thanks, guys, for watching the fight online last night, and loved watching the comments while I was watching my fight. Like watching little comments pop up while I was fighting. It was awesome. My brothers for coming and supporting me and actually taking an interest in what I do. They're actually now members of the gym. They're like, I want to be like my big brother, and I'm like, oh. So I know I'm leaving people out, but I'm always bad at this. So if I left you out, I'm sorry. I love you. You can punch me in the face when I see you at the gym.
I think that's fair enough. I'm just saying.
It's fair enough, right?
Yeah, fair enough. Dude, I forgot to ask because you're a fucking foodie, right? So I want two
Baby.
things from you right now, right? So what is the ideal post weigh-in meal? What the fuck is that?
Oh, dude, I will hit the hell out of a hibachi buffet. I will go up there. I will hit the hibachi. I'll hit the sushi. I'll hit the soup. I'll even hit the pizza, man. I'll go there and eat every fucking thing. I laughed because after the post-fight weigh-in, we went to go eat at a hibachi restaurant. And I was like, they're going to kick us out. We had plates on plates stacked on the table. And then the lady like came by and handed us the fortune cookies and stuff. She's like, you need to go. It was funny. Oh, I think she's telling us to go. I was like, it's time to go. We gotta go. Yeah, but hibachi, man, I will eat that. I would die happy if I had sushi in my stomach.
And it's fucking clean. I mean, theoretically, I mean, aside from like the rice and the sushi or whatever, but like that's hibachi. That's like on the fucking grill. No
Hmm.
like skin, no crispy shit, like no
Yeah,
flour. It's just like
it's
straight meat.
definitely almost a sinless meal. So after your
Almost.
fight and stuff, because you don't want to weigh yourself down. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna go eat me a cheeseburger with some fries. I'm gonna get a milkshake. I've done it before. It doesn't feel good. You feel sluggish, slow. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do it.
No. You like what is it? Beyonce and Destiny's Child?
Yeah.
No. Anyway, you didn't think you were gonna get a Destiny's Child reference, but that's where we went. That's where we went. But dude,
Hey, I
okay,
respect some destiny.
I'm, dude, it's one of those right where I didn't like them growing up at all. And
Yeah.
then Jim Cornette, who's a famous wrestling manager, and he says when he was in, I think it was like the Mid South territory, right? The promoter Bill Watts, he was like, "Well, Jim, I used to think you were a fucking dumbass, but I've met so many fucking dumbasses since you that you've moved up the ladder without ever having to do anything." So that's where Destiny's Child, like, I didn't like them at all when I was younger or whatever, but like, there's been so many like shitty auto-tuned,
Yeah,
singers
dude.
or tattooed face rappers and shit like that. That I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, Destiny's Child doesn't sound too bad right now.
Yeah, like at least they actually sing.
Yeah, yeah. Just
They
just
got some
saying.
skizzles. They got some stuff they can talk about. They don't need a damn machine to sound good.
I know. I'm just saying. But those sometimes it is like that. I guess whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But dude, what was the okay? So if that was the post weigh-in meal, what did the victory party look like? Like what was that?
Oh man. So it ended up just being me and my family. Everybody else was tired and ready to go home. So me and my family, we went and got a hotel, and I was like, you know what, fuck this. I went to the gas station. I got some beer, got some wine, liquor, and then I went to the pizza store. Got some pizzas. My brother paid for the pizza, so that was nice. And we just sat and ate food and drank beer. I put my feet up because I wasn't walking anywhere for that night, and just we chilled, man. It was great. It was a very chill after party, but it was what was needed. It was like the cool down, all that hypeness. Now we're cooling out, chilling. It was great.
Nothing says chill like a nice cold beer. Just saying.
Oh man, that beer tasted so nice. I finished it in like 2 sips or gulps, whatever you want to call it. I literally, it's gone. I need another one.
Hear me.
Yeah,
Hear
beer me, bro. I opened it up with my teeth and everything. I don't know why I did that. It's so bad for your teeth. I literally was like, give me another beer. You're like, why do you do that? I was like, because it hasn't broken yet.
And don't. I mean, if it's not fixed, I mean, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So, fucking,
Yeah, it's not broken, so it works.
shit, man. Dude. I mean, you're an enigmatic personality, and it's something that I think everybody needs in their life. Like a fucking somebody to laugh with, somebody to fucking share stories with. So I'm gonna invite people to do that. So where can people find you, good sir, on social media?
You can find me on Instagram. I am Prince Lobo MMA at Prince Lobo MMA. Facebook, I am just Allan Roque. ALLANROQ. That's not a G. UE.
Damn right, dude. But I mean, again, I'll say it. I started off the show, but I'll end it. But that fucking phenomenal victory last night, and we can't wait to see what you will do next in your career. And you even got a fucking trophy. How legit
I
is
got
that?
a trophy, bro. You know how long it's been since I got a trophy? It was like
Well,
middle school the last time I got a trophy.
I got a participation ribbon. I'm one of those kids.
Oh yeah. Oh dude. I did too. I got the white participation. Like, yeah, he ran.
Didn't do it well, but fucking a man. Like,
Yeah, you get something. Thanks for
get
coming.
something, get something, man. But dude, fucking thank you for doing this. And anytime we're gonna fucking do this again. Anytime you got
Oh yeah,
something,
dude.
let's do this shit. But dude, I
Oh
mean,
yeah, it'll be soon.
hell yes. But
It'll be soon.
obviously,
I'm hungry again.
we gotta feed this guy. I mean, we don't want
Oh
to,
yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But dude, and thank you guys for watching us here at According to Woods. And if you guys haven't already done so, we warmly encourage you to subscribe to both the Facebook and YouTube channels where you get fabulous podcasts such as the one with Alan. But I mean, Alan, you're subscribed, right?
Of course, dude. I've been subscribed.
Damn right, and Sharon's too. But I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
if you don't believe our word for it, right? I mean, we're two wild and crazy guys. But here's professional wrestler Zeta Zang.
Hey, this is Zeta Zhang. Make sure you subscribe to According